최초의 스타크래프트2 메이저 리그 스타크래프트2 오픈 그 두 번째 시즌이 막을 연다. 바로 오늘 10월 18일부터 또 한 번의 신화를 만들어낼 소니 에릭슨 스타크래프트2 오픈 시즌2의 예선전이 지난 10월 9일 시작됐다. 무려 2,500여 명이 넘는 수많은 참가자들이 몰리면서 예선을 4일간 진행하는 유례없는 기록을 만들어냈다. 황제 임요환, 천재 이윤열, 신준 박준, 전설적인 프로게이머들이 한자리에 김원기, 김성진, 이형주, 김상철 등 시즌1에서 활약한 선수들뿐 아니라 모두를 반갑게 했던 올드게이머와 워크래프트3의 대표 얼굴들, 그리고 멀리 외국에서 달려온 선수들까지 선수들의 폭넓은 참여로 예선전 현장은 더욱 뜨거워졌고 사기수 서기수, 안드로장 장재호, 투신 박성준 등 본선 진출을 확신했던 선수들이 대거 탈락하면서 소니 에릭슨 스타크래프트2 시즌2 64강은 더욱더 예측이 불가능해졌다. 시즌을 거듭할수록 열기를 더해가는 소니 에릭슨 스타크래프트2 오픈. 불꽃 튀는 예선전을 거쳐 본선 64강에 진출한 그들이 온다. 우승컵을 향한 64인의 도전 지금 시작된다.
Greetings from Seoul, Korea, and welcome to the second season of the GSL. I am Tasteless, and with me is Artosis. I am so pumped.
This is such a great opening day. I'm
Yes.
so glad the GSL is back. That was the longest 2 weeks of my life.
I know I was lonely. I missed casting for all you guys. We got some very exciting games coming up here today. Actually, 5 best-of-threes, more than we normally do. And we have some very important players. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, we have, of course, last season's champion, FruitDealer. He's playing in the opening match. And then the match everyone is really waiting for, Boxer himself. He is playing in the 5th match. That is going to be exciting.
Yeah, we finally have Slayer's Boxer here. Of course, the most famous StarCraft II player of all time. Easily the most popular.
Most famous esports guy of all time. This guy basically built up Korean esports over here. He's so legendary that if you don't know who he is, then you must be a new fan. Just go read his Wikipedia. I'm serious. This guy actually wrote a book. He's been in a movie. He's just awesome, man. What can I say?
And, of course, he's really well known for his very unique and creative play style. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's going to deliver to us today. But to talk about our first match here, the FruitDealer. FruitDealer, of course, the champion of the GSL Season 1, dominating Hope Torture, formerly known as Into the Rainbow. In what was, I think, was a series where only one game was actually been won by Hope Torture.
Yeah.
The rest of the games, a FruitDealer dominated. Playing Zerg, a race a lot of people really felt was a little bit weaker, actually considerably weaker than the other races.
But it has been buffed a lot recently, and the other races have been nerfed a little bit.
Yep.
So we'll have to see, how that plays out in the GSL. The patch came right before this tournament has actually started. Of course, it wasn't there during the qualification round, but we still had a reasonable amount of Zergs, a little bit less than last season, get through. I think we had 15 go through this time as opposed to 16 in Season 1. But we have a lot of Zerg players. Only one playing today, FruitDealer, and he's against someone called ButterflyEffect. That is a really cool ID, Taste.
That's a really cool idea. It's actually ButterflyEffect in Korean, but it translates perfectly. And, of course, has the same meaning as well. ButterflyEffect definitely going to have his work
he's
cut
an
out
underdog,
he's
to
kind
say
of an
the
underdog,
least.
Yes. And it turns out the player he's most impressed with is San Zenith. That's another shocker as well.
I don't know why that would be the player you're most impressed with.
No offense to San Zenith. But,
no, none at all. And not even the top Protoss, so it's like, well, and you're a Terran player. Where's this coming from? I think they're probably just friends because they're both from the Zenith clan, which, by the way, no longer exists. It merged with Nex, so now it's Zenex.
Zenex.
Yeah, Zenex.
There you go. Teams merging, new teams coming onto the scene. The scene is just getting bigger and bigger. The studio is packed right now. Of course, we've redone the studio a little bit as well. As you guys can see, we're very high up right now. So when I get out of my chair in between the commercials, I'm going to have to be very careful not to fall and have that get caught on YouTube or something. Yeah. So, this new studio setup, it looks really cool. and there's more people filing in as we speak. And again, you guys are always welcome to come out here and join us at the GSL if you just want to watch, as well as participate. Anybody is allowed to participate in the GSL.
That's right. You can always play the qualifiers. We'll get those dates to you further on in the season. Don't have them right now, but always come down and watch. We, in fact, have a lot of non-Koreans here today.
Yeah.
Everyone's shown up to see FruitDealer and Boxer play. Two very exciting players. And, I mean, we have some other great players here as well.
Absolutely.
Maka's playing, Inka's playing. A lot of great matches.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool. And I think it's kind of exciting how we start off the day with FruitDealer, who's sort of like the new best StarCraft II player. And we're going to end the day with Slayer's Boxer, who's the old, I guess, strongest memory we all have of a StarCraft I pro gamer. I mean, this is a guy who's, even his ratings themselves, he gets more hits on TV than anybody else. If the Slayer's Boxer's playing, this guy is a legend, and we're, of course, very excited that he decided to switch over to StarCraft II. One great thing about, actually, hold that thought. Let's take a look at the brackets we have right now.
Looks like, we see this is bracket A, actually, and, oh, no. FruitDealer and Boxer look like they're right next to each other, so they may have to play pretty soon if they both win.
That's true. And of course, here's bracket B. We don't have time to go through all the names, but as you guys can see, some very familiar names.
Clyde in there. He's my pick to take this tournament.
Clyde is certainly a very talented player. He got eliminated in what was somewhat of an upset.
Oh, I guess that's the actual Boxer right there.
Yeah, it looks like
there's like multiple Boxer names in here.
There.
Okay, so Boxer actually, no one really big that he'd have to play until Loner.
Yep. Loner, of course, the only other non-Korean that qualified here.
Other than Idra and TLO.
Yeah.
And there's Idra right there. And looks like his bracket, not too bad. Not too bad.
Not looking too bad for him.
No, it's not at all. In fact, I could see him easily taking that bracket home.
Looks like Maka could end up playing the Wind pretty early on in this tournament as well.
Oh, that could be very exciting.
The Wind, of course, a very famous old-school StarCraft I Zerg player, now playing StarCraft StarCraft II, excuse me. He's back to StarCraft I. That should be pretty interesting.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of great matches going on. I cannot wait to see how they go, who wins what. It's pretty exciting to see.
I think most of the games we have here today, there's definitely a favorite. In this case, though.
Yes, we actually have huge names. We have Next Genius, we have Inka, we have Maka, we have Boxer, and we have FruitDealer. They're all huge favorites.
Now here is the Season 2 match system. From the round of 64 to the round of 16, we're going to have best of 3. Then the quarterfinals, best of 5. And finally the semifinals, a best of 7.
As well as the finals. There are 9 maps. And you just thumbs down 2 that you don't like, and then of course that goes down over time because you need more maps. So, of course, Shakur's Plateau and Jungle Basin have been added. Kulas Ravine and Desert Oasis have been removed. And I tell you, those maps were terrible. I'm so glad they're gone. The new maps, a lot better.
And take a look at the insane amount of money we're giving away here at GOMTV. That is roughly, since most of you guys probably don't know how much Korean won means, that's roughly $87,000 for first place.
About 25 for second, so on and so forth. That is a lot of money.
So, wow. So much money on the line here.
Man, he came in on a helicopter.
He did. Made out of fruit.
Know,
Dealing only the finest fruit.
You know how expensive that is? A helicopter made out of fruit?
It's not cheap.
No, it's not, but it doesn't matter because he won Season 1, and that is a lot of money.
I know. FruitDealer, of course, it was such a big kind of upset in the entire tournament itself. A lot of people didn't expect him to win. A lot of people didn't expect a Zerg to win.
Yeah.
And
he's the only Zerg that made it really deep, and he was on the brink of elimination with OGS Top, who, by the way, didn't even qualify this time.
I know.
Yeah, kind of a little upset there, but wow. There's so much that happened in Season 1. Season 2 looks so exciting.
I think it's going to be even better than Season 1. We have
a lot more big names. Very exciting to see Loner over here playing.
Loner,
I'm sure a lot of Chinese fans will be watching for that.
Yeah, if you guys are unfamiliar with Loner, he's one of the best Chinese players. He's out here right now. And I'm sure a lot of the Chinese fans are tuning in right now. Cheers to you guys. We actually faced off against Loner in the USA against China match in the Stars Wars tournament up there. And I got to say, the Chinese beat us pretty hard.
Yep. Well,
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. No, it was very close. But anyways.
Here's today's matches.
FruitDealer against ButterflyEffect from ZenX. Next Genius, he is an ex-StarCraft I pro gamer and one of the best Protosses in the world. He lost early last time, but he'll be going up against Rain Foyu. Pretty cool match right there. Foyu, an old-school StarCraft I team. OGS Inca against Aya. I don't really know anything about Aya. Maka Prime against Bonbon Zenith. That's a funny name. And Slayer's Boxer against someone named Happiness.
His name might have to be changed to Sadness, though, if he does get eliminated.
No, I mean,
again, there's
even
no
if he
shame.
wins, it's going to have to be Sadness because then everyone in the world's going to hate him. You cannot beat Boxer in the first round, man. That is just bad manner.
Boxer, of course. He was really, one of these guys that sort of taught us how to play the game.
Yeah.
He was breaking the metagame, in a sense, the stuff he was able to get away with. I'm curious to see if he can manage to do that with some of these players here today, because now the skill, I should say the amount of raw talent you see here with so many good RTS players participating, that's going to be a little bit tougher for Boxer because back when he was playing, he was just so far ahead of the curve. Everybody else was just trying to catch up.
Yeah. But, they say that StarCraft II was made for Boxer. The Terran race was made for Boxer. Those medevacs, they heal and they're dropships. And if we know anything about Boxer, we know that he loves dropships and he loves dropping Marine Medic. So that is a great unit for him. It really fits his style, this race.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfectly fits him.
Not a shocker. He's stuck with Terran here.
Well, he'd have to. His fans would actually go crazy.
I know. If Boxer's playing Zerg, I'm just like, my brain. Like, no. So we're going to get this match going a little bit. We're going to introduce our players. The TSL FruitDealer, of course, and ButterflyEffect here in a minute. By the way, FruitDealer on the team TSL. Tell us a little bit about them.
The SCV Life, man.
The SCV Life?
Yeah, it's a great team. It's got players like Tester, a.k.a. SKS, Kisu, FruitDealer, Clyde. Really one of the very best teams overall. I believe they got third in that GOM Team Battle Invitational. Oh, look at that.
Here's a shot of the trophy you get. Carve the loser's heart out with that.
That's right, man. That's right. They just throw themselves on top of it, probably.
They're brutal. We are brutal here at GOMTV. We hope you guys like the new setup. This is a familiar face.
He's a second lieutenant. What?
I don't know about that.
Achievements, Season 1 champion. That's true. And that only gets him up to second lieutenant. Everyone else is going to be a private, I guess. But yeah, that is FruitDealer himself, the champion. And he is obviously a very clear favorite here. What can I say about his play? He's a very distinctive Zerg vs. Terran play that we saw in all his matches against Terran, where he likes to go ahead, get some mutas, double expand, get every upgrade at once.
This guy has a lot of fruit in his mouth right now.
Grapes, man.
A lot of grapes in
How many
his mouth.
grapes can you fit in your mouth, FruitDealer?
FruitDealer, of course, probably the most famous Zerg player next to Hydra right now. FruitDealer kind of in Korea, biggest Zerg name.
Yeah.
Hydra outside Korea. Although I guess that's debatable when you win the GSL.
Yeah,
this is basically the biggest tournament for StarCraft II in the world.
Oh, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Biggest esports tournament in the world. I'd say FruitDealer definitely.
Biggest anything in the world. Here's his opponent, ButterflyEffect from the Team Zenith. His rank is only a recruit.
Yeah, no, because he is a first-time player in here. And, of course, Zenith is no longer the real team tag. It's now Zenex. It sounds like a French Zenex.
Zenex?
Yeah.
Zenexis.
Thank God Maxime isn't here. I'd get slapped.
That's right.
But, Nex and Zenith combining actually gives them the most players in the round of 64.
Yep.
And that's kind of interesting because Nex is kind of like this Protoss specialty team full of a lot of really good Protosses, not a whole lot of everything else. So kind of a smaller team overall. Zenith is one of these huge, massive teams that has like every player under the sun. They're like racing Lara for the most members. But yeah, it gives them a lot of players altogether, and someone really loves FruitDealer.
I really love FruitDealer.
Oh, me too.
I know. I got a little man crush on him. His Zerg is pretty good. It was actually pretty funny because at the finals, we had so many people show up with fruit to support the FruitDealer. I like that. I hope we see more of that down here at the GSL. Totally. That was pretty awesome. Yeah. I saw a guy with a watermelon and stuff in the audience. It was
that was
funny.
Really cool.
Yeah, it was pretty epic.
All sorts of fruit.
All sorts of fruit down there, man. Well, we're going to introduce our maps next. Now, to point out the maps they're most confident again, the FruitDealer actually said Kulas Ravine. That's what it says right here. I mean, that's not the map you can actually play on.
Yeah, that's no longer a map for Dealer.
But that is the map
stop
that
pretending.
He wanted to tell us that he was most confident on.
Yeah.
So that's not good for him that it was eliminated. The first map will be Blistering Sands. This is a map that's, even though StarCraft II is pretty new, it's been around since the start of StarCraft II.
Yeah.
You got to watch for those back rocks. Excuse me. Second map is going to be Delta Quadrant, or the map's eliminated.
Nope.
Excuse me. It's going to be Delta Quadrant and Steps of War.
Third set is actually going to be on Shakura's Plateau, and this map is actually, in my opinion, the best map in StarCraft II right now.
Yeah, it's
actually
really good.
It's the size that you expect to see a map in the StarCraft universe. Some of these maps are actually way too small. In fact, most of the ladder maps right now, way too small.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Shakura's Plateau, it gives you enough room to actually move around, actually engage in battles correctly. There's enough bases. The rush distance is long enough that Zerg doesn't just lose if he just made drones.
Well, there's enough time for him to spot somebody coming
Yeah.
and actually make the units and actually
Absolutely.
get them out in time. Unlike a map like Steps of War, where you actually can leave your base and just go in there
And
it's
go
like,
kill your opponent.
I made drones at that moment, then you can lose.
Yeah, so that's actually why, of course, he removes Steps of War. Every Zerg does. But Shakura's Plateau, a very good map so far. I'm interested to see how it plays out in this tournament. But, you know, the maps, I like this map pool overall. It's getting a lot better.
Artosis approves.
I approve of it.
Sign off on that.
Yeah. I have a lot to say about the maps, but I'm going to save that for the early games when we don't have a lot to talk about.
Well, both players have said that they're ready. So when our Korean commentators are ready, we're going to get this game going here. The Fruit Dealer against ButterflyEffect. If ButterflyEffect were to defeat the Fruit Dealer, it would probably be an even bigger upset than if Slayer's Boxer were to lose today. Because the Fruit Dealer has already proven that right now he is the best Zerg, at least the richest Zerg, the richest StarCraft II player. He's won the most important tournament, and he's done it with the race that was the hardest at the time. And, of course, now Zerg has a buff, which is, you know, pretty good for
and,
Fruit Dealer.
you know, they kind of messed around with Terran a little bit. You know, you can't just go barracks first, but it looks like we're getting ready to start the game, Tasteless.
The countdown has begun. Fruit Dealer against ButterflyEffect. Who will win? Let's find out soon.
Very soon.
On the map, Blistering Sands.
That's right.
Over here at the bottom left is going to be our Zerg player, known as
TSL 과일 장수.
See, it's not a man's voice this time. We have a famous singer doing it, but over here at the top right, known also after a movie.
나비효과 제니스.
That's Korean for the ButterflyEffect.
And that is from IU, a famous singer in South Korea. She actually sung at an event, the GOM first event of the season.
That's right, we're so baller down here at GOM. We got famous people doing the voices, even more famous than the Street Fighter voice. Of course, I do kind of miss the Street Fighter
I
voice.
do too, man. That had style, actually, to be perfectly honest with you. That guy had style.
Now, on this map, if Zerg is to expand over in this region here, and by the way, you guys, we're on a new computer here, so if the brightness and everything like that is not satisfactory, if you feel like the game sounds are quite off, just let us know on GOMTV.net. We'll get that adjusted for you.
That's right. And, of course, as always, leave questions, and we will go ahead and choose some of those at the end, and I will interview the winner, and we'll ask him some of your questions.
Uh-oh.
Now, this is actually something that's becoming very common because every Zerg right now, because you can't make your barracks until you have the supply depot up. So Zergs are just going hatchery first blindly all the time. So a lot of Terrans right now are actually going for moves exactly like this. They make it, and then they go for a double proxy.
Double proxy. This could be really bad for the Fruit Dealer. He's actually going to make his barracks over here. This could block the entrance of the ramp.
This is exactly what he's going for, and that's kind of cool. I haven't seen anyone do this exact proxy yet. That is really, really neat. And he's got to bring drones down and attack these SCVs. It's a little bit dangerous because if the SCVs actually dance out there for too long, then he will lose them and not get his barracks up, and that is terrible. Looks like that SCV goes down. Oh, my. He is in a lot of trouble now. This is a dangerous move.
I don't blame the ButterflyEffect for doing such a move, but that is too bad. I bet he wishes he could go back in time.
Yeah.
And have a different strategy and then change the course of
You know, we're actually seeing the butterfly effect right now. He chose to do that strategy while at home, and it's reverberating here in him being behind.
That's right. Well, this means the barracks in the main is going to be pretty late.
Yeah.
FruitDealer's definitely going to be in the lead right now. And FruitDealer handled that pretty well.
Now, Tasis, I have to say, I love StarCraft 2. I'm just like watching this. I'm so excited and happy to be back in the GSL Season 2.
I missed everybody at home.
Yeah, this is awesome.
The Lings are out, chasing the SCV.
Yep. We noticed a couple queens going up, as well as a Roach Warren. That's kind of neat. I guess that actually we're going to see a lot more Roach play as Zergs kind of experiment and see exactly what can be done with the new Roach buffs.
So he's going to chase these Lings all the way back home. One Marine out, going down here to defend at the ramp, but it's not walled in.
It's not walled in, and here come the Zerglings. And they're going to be attacking this Marine. This Marine is going to die quite easily, but here come the SCVs to try to help. And no, the Marine is saved with just one hit left, it looks like. And already, FruitDealer, man, he is wreaking havoc on this poor Terran. Look how many SCVs are not mining because of this. And he's lost two SCVs down there as well.
These SCVs, yeah, definitely being wasted here. He does take out one Marine, very nice control. Meanwhile, back over here at the factory. This factory is having a hard time being completed. He goes for another Marine. Looks like he will manage to hold this off. But now without thoroughly delaying that factory, we could see Roaches coming up next here.
His economy has been very badly hurt. He is making some Roaches and upgrading Zergling speed right now. So we're definitely going to see some pressure. He may be using the Roaches to prod the ramp and then perhaps go around and start killing the destructible rocks in the back of the Terran base.
Starport next year for the Terran.
Now, I want to mention a few things about Blistering Sands, the way this plays out. It's quite interesting because in the early game, the only thing Zerg's really scared of, because it's a long rush distance, are those rocks. Yeah. So, you know, it looks like he's not going to have to be scared of that at all right now.
And this is the impact of that range there for the Roaches.
Yep. He catches that Hellion, which he would not have caught otherwise. And now a bunker has to go down. He's lost that Hellion, which is also a drag.
Now he's going to go for these rocks in the back. The Terran's front is safe. But actually, our Terran player doesn't even have anything to spot over here past the bushes.
Yep.
And you can really see the difference with 4 range for the Roach. With that patch, which, by the way, I think was excellent by Blizzard.
Yeah, that was actually a really interesting patch. I can't wait to see how it all turns out everywhere in all the matchups.
And Artosis, I need you to do a quick favor for me. Yep. By the way, he does spot this rock. I need you to look up on your option screen how I turn off the scroll. Someone's left that on this computer, so I keep zooming in like that. And meanwhile, I'm just going to keep casting this. We do have destructible rocks here that are going to be picked off. I don't know if the Terran's completely ready. Banshee on the way out here, but there may be too many Roaches and Lings.
Yeah, this is bad. This is more than enough units to kill him, and I don't think there's anything he's going to be able to do. Banshees are going to come out way too late.
And that's going to be a GG.
Wow.
Very well played. I got to say that Terran strategy early on was really nice, but it was not enough to take out the FruitDealer.
You know, it's quite interesting. What we just saw here, FruitDealer is abusing the new Roach range on this map because how are you really going to stop those Roaches from killing those rocks? You really can't. The biggest range that we have on a Terran unit early game is 6 on the Marauder. Roaches with 4, Rocks is bigger than 2. Bam. Roaches knock down rocks, no problem.
Yeah. It's really hard to get anything back there that can actually, as Artosis basically said, hit those Roaches. I think I did just fix the scroll issue on our screen in that game. And again, guys, give us feedback if you need the gamma turned up or anything like that, because we have a new PC down here that we're using for this event. So, wow. Pretty one-sided game there coming from the FruitDealer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why he made the barracks there, because SCVs, they notoriously dance where you don't want them to.
Yeah.
So,
and they have less HP, of course, than the SCVs in StarCraft I. I mean, at least in StarCraft I, they had 60. In this one, it's considerably less. I believe it's 45.
Definitely ill-advised. Now, if he had just proxied the barracks somewhere, just a couple random proxy barracks, you know, you make like 4 Marines and then suddenly catch an Overlord or something, you can just straight up win the game right there.
Yeah.
Because if they don't have the supply to make a bunch of Zerglings, especially slow Zerglings are bad against Marines in this game.
They are.
The Marines actually kite extremely well against them. So, some big mistakes from ButterflyEffect. I don't like where he chose to make those barracks. It was an interesting move, but not a very good one.
Looks like we're going to start this game. Let's get ready for game number 2 between FruitDealer and ButterflyEffect. when the Korean commentators are ready. And the game is loading now, so we're going to get this going pretty quickly.